27th July 2010 at 11 a.m.
With Shikha Agnihotri and Nandita Suneja, Vedika Sood for Times Now.
My first question is to Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Dr. Singhvi, why not? Why not have an adjournment motion? It's a discussion on a matter of urgent national importance, immediate relevance. Why is the Congress so against it?
Arnab, I want you to just understand these three or four facets of this issue. First of all, we are not against any discussion on any issue. We welcome it. It is premised and presupposes that they will not disrupt Parliament. Number two, we have gone through the entire wasteful, disruptive, fractious approach to this thing a few months ago in the budget session. At that time, they couldn't get their act together and failed miserably to achieve what they sought to achieve. If their intent this time is to really discuss matters, to highlight issues in a constructive manner, to criticize us to their heart's content, they have all 10, 20 different rules of the Parliament to do it under. If their object is to sensationalize, to disrupt, to create uncertainty, instability, and to do basically drama, then all this drama is going on about adjournment motion. And last but not the least, ultimately these matters are decided by the Business Advisory Committee and the chair. Ultimately, it is the government is not here or the Congress party is not here to agree to the manner and mode of discussion which the BJP wants.
Certainly not.
We are here to discuss. Yeah. We are here to discuss the main issue, but not for them to stipulate the unreasonable demands about manner and methodology.
No, but you've used a strong word called drama today. I want Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. Raja to respond to you. We keep it balanced.
Drama as to modality and method.
You said
drama as to modality and method.
Drama on modality and method.
Modality and method.
One-upmanship, that's the charge. Yes, Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Yes, yes.
Well, Arnav, I am astounded to hear from my good friend Manu Singhvi that employment of a legitimate parliamentary instrument like adjournment motion by the opposition is being called a bizarre and a drama. A very sad reflection of the arrogance of Congress party as far as parliamentary procedure is concerned. Now they are saying sensationalize. For the last so many years, Mr. Prime Minister is saying prices would be controlled in 100 days, then 8 months, then 9 months, then November, then December, and Mr. Pranab Babu is saying it will be in March. You are showing on your television how wheat and grain is rotting in the FCI godowns and is not being properly distributed. The management of food economy is in shambles. The common man is pained. Now if the opposition were wishing to raise it, and yes, adjournment motion entails voting, why are you running away from that?
Why running away?
We will be cooperating, we will be articulating, but this whole kind of insistence that we create drama and bizarre with great respect is deeply regrettable.
Because
and we shall continue to expose the mismanagement of this government as far as food economy is concerned.
Because it's 2 versus 1, I give Dr. Singhvi a chance to rebut, and then I come to Mr. Raja. Dr. Singhvi, is it because you are nervous about allies like the SP, BSP, RJD, JMM, you know, people who you cannot trust, whether they will be with you if there's a vote?
Not to agree to the mode and modality demanded by the opposition is not to show a sign of weakness or fright. Please don't mistake it for that. I am repeating, and that's where I am misunderstood. Yes, the BJP has a right not only to discuss but also to demand discussion under an adjournment motion. But equally, when that demand is rejected ultimately by the chair, then the BJP has to decide whether to get on with matters or not. What is happening here is nobody is questioning the desire and the demand of the BJP or the opposition to do it by rule A, B or C. But that issue having been decided, they cannot mulishly insist thereafter that we will not allow things to go on unless and until we discuss the matter only under an adjournment motion.
Stop the insistence, says Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Mr. Raja, last time the opposition called for a cut motion on the budget, the whole issue came a cropper with opposition unity in tatters. Why do you want to risk that again?
Arnab, price rise is one issue which has been affecting all sections of our society. In the last session of the Parliament, we raised that issue, and Mr. Abhishek is talking about meaningful dialogue. We had a meaningful discussion, we gave meaningful suggestions, but the government failed to act. It is the complete failure of Congress-led UPA 2 government to control the prices, to control the inflation. Now the Prime Minister is asking the people to wait till December. I find a very sad situation in the country. The Prime Minister and the government are pleading before the market forces to come down, to bring down the prices. As government, they have the power, they can intervene in the situation, they can monitor the prices, they can bring down the prices. We gave all meaningful suggestions. The Congress party take note of it, and Congress party acted, the government acted. That's what I would like to ask Mr. Abhishek. He simply calls it is drama, it is some bizarre. What is the drama in it? It's an adjournment motion is an instrument available to all political parties, particularly in the opposition. We are using that instrument, and Congress party should have some respect for democracy, the practice of parliamentary democracy in the country.
Won't you look like you're on the defensive if you insist on not having an adjournment motion, Dr. Singhvi?
Arnab, please ask any political student how many times has a government in power like the BJP, in the few times they've been in power, allowed a cut motion or an adjournment motion methodology? Is it the normal practice that you start demanding adjournment motions? Every opposition demands it, but is it normal practice in England or in India to allow adjournment motions? The answer is no. Number two, the reason why it is no is because the idea of Parliament is to discuss, debate and highlight, and by highlighting, criticize. It is not necessarily to get your point of view through by a veto. The opposition has full right to propose, but the government of the day and the chair has a full right to dispose. Ultimately, when you dispose, we are not dependent on consensual action by us, and only then the opposition will act further.
No, but
you don't have to consent.
No, but by your argument,
let the people judge.
Dr. Singhvi,
let the people judge.
Dr. Singhvi, you are saying that you, as far as an adjournment motion is concerned, Dr. Singhvi, you are saying it should be restricted to a specific matter of recent occurrence involving the government, and the issue of price rise is old. Now, you can make the same argument in November, December, January, 1 year from now. You can say price rise is an old issue. Why should we ever debate it? Logically, that argument doesn't hold, sir.
We will cross that bridge. We will cross that. We are not at all saying per se that there should be no discussion on price rise. What you have just said is hypothetical. What we will say in December, November or January is purely speculative and hypothetical. I am asking you a simple question. Parliament is not meant to disrupt time by having constantly these cut motions or adjournment motions. They are for discussion. There are several rules under which the same issue can have the fullest discussion.
Why not a vote, sir?
The fullest discussion. Why don't they want to go into this? I want to know which substantive part, 1 minute,
Ravi
which
Shankar Prasad
substantive part of the discussion is throttled or guillotined by not having an adjournment motion. The only thing which they want to do by an adjournment motion is to create a climate of instability, an impression of instability, and try their potluck.
No, but
potluck which failed a few months ago.
But you had a majority of 88 last time.
When it miserably failed, the Parliament was disrupted effectively for many weeks.
Strong language today by Mr. Dr. Singhvi calls it a potluck that you want. A potluck you lost the last time. Ravi Shankar Prasad, why do you want to risk it again? That's the question Dr. Singhvi is asking you tonight. Answer him straight tonight. Why are you risking it? And what's the difference between a discussion and an adjournment motion so far as the substantive part of the debate is concerned? Okay, answer those 2 points.
Well, or now I will reply to him through you. And yes, my reply is very simple. All the sterling eloquence of my good friend only betrays the sense of jitteriness which they are feeling in the wake of this demand. Why I am saying so, try to understand. Should the Congress insist that the rules of the game be rewritten? Fair enough, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Then delete the right to have an adjournment motion. You talk to the India government. 6 years the prices were stable, and you brought so many motions, we never disallowed that. Now, as far as the larger issue is concerned, you will not control food inflation. You will mismanage the economy. Common man will be suffering. Even many of your allies or former allies or possible allies are equally feeling the heat. Mamata Banerjee is feeling the heat. Other allies of the government are feeling the heat. Therefore, you are having a sense of uncertainty, and this whole stunning eloquence is basically designed to betray your nervousness. Therefore, I am saying this debate is important because your government needs to be exposed. As far as taking chance is concerned, after all, what is democracy or no? What is election? What is parliamentary debate?
No.
What is voting? It is all a matter of chance at some point in time.
No, but
our intentions to expose this government by a proper debate, healthy debate, critical debate, followed by a voting ought to be allowed.
No, so
but they are running away.
No, my question to the left is, therefore, Mr. Raja, by agreeing to put this issue above everything else, you agree that this issue of price rise is more important than the issue of Hindu terror, which, for example, the government wants to raise. Amit Shah's links to the Sohrabuddin encounter, which the government would want to raise. You agree that this is bigger and more important than that? You agree?
You are right, these are separate issues.
No.
Price rise is the single most issue that affects all sections of the people.
Okay.
Hindu terror is another issue and we are concerned with it also. So don't club all issues and confuse the people, confuse the nation.
No, I'm not.
I am explaining to you. I am answering to you. Price rise is one issue, separate issue, and which bothers everybody. All political parties are agitated, and if Congress party is happy with the high prices in the country, it is their problem, and Congress party doesn't care for the sufferings of the common people. And the Congress party, I am very sorry to hear Mr. Abhishek that Congress party has become so insensitive to the sufferings of the common people and so careless to the miseries of the common people and so arrogant to the opposition.
Dr. Singhvi wants to ask you something.
Having said that,
you notice a very clever thing here.
I must say,
just carefully,
price rise is one issue, Hindu terror is another issue, and we have all other wide range of issues. Why not to discuss Jammu and
Kashmir? No, Dr. Singhvi is asking you something. I am getting a rebut from the Congress spokesperson.
And we will be discussing.
Rebut from Dr. Singhvi to D. Raja. Go on.
Arnab, you notice in the discussion from both my friends Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. Raja, who incidentally are also friends and bedfellows on this issue, a very interesting and thinly disguised answer.
Congress also.
Let me answer that.
We are not bedfellows, we are only exposing you. Abhishek, I have obviously touched you and your party and your government.
I've obviously touched a raw nerve. Arnav. It's having its effect. But let me answer the question. You notice a very clever thing happening here. Both my very dear friends are not answering one simple thing. Which part of the discussion, if it's the discussion they're interested in, if it's the point of substance they're interested in, if they're interested in facts, figures, policy failures for hours and hours and hours, which part of it are they inhibited or being inhibited by the Congress party which is denying them discussion? Nothing, nil. The only issue is we want a discussion in a particular format only with the voting. Does that advance the discussion at all, or is it intended for ulterior motives? I am reminded when the 1-2-3 nuclear agreement came, both my friends at that time again, both their political masters and parties raised exactly the same issue, that you can't have a 1-2-3 discussion without voting. It was pointed out to them that there are, and by the way, Arnav, is very important, as far as I recollect, I may be wrong by one, I don't remember any cut motion being allowed by the NDA. My recollection is not a single cut motion, but they asked vehemently for the same for the 1-2-3. The 1-2-3 was again denied. Ultimately, when push comes to shove, at the end of many years, they finally wanted a vote. They lost that vote also. This is exactly what happened in the cut motion a few months ago. The point is, the object is not to highlight the common man's woes. The object is to score a political point.
No, that's a very, you are making the charge. You are making the charge for a second and third time tonight. I am going to recap your charge, because I want Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. Raja to make the charge. The charge is, you are only interested in the political embarrassment of it. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Congress is saying you are not interested in the Aam Aadmi. You are not interested in bringing down prices. You are not interested in a serious discussion on this issue of urgent national importance. You are only interested in finding out whether Mamta you can cause some trouble with Mamta, whether you can cause some trouble with the DMK, whether you can embarrass them about the SP, whether you can make them go, I would say, to Mayawati. You're only interested in that part of it. That's what Abhishek Manu Singhvi is saying. Respond directly to that.
Well, I can only say, Arnav, I am again astounded by the kind of analysis of my good friend Abhishek Manu Singhvi. For 3 years, inflation is rising. It is not coming under control. Dr. Manmohan Singh under UPA 2 announced inflation will be controlled in 100 days. Then again the time limit is being extended. The way middleman has been allowed to create havoc with the food economy is too well known. Now we see that food corporation of India godowns are full, grains are rotting. Just a minute. And he wants that we should not expose it. We have discussed it, but this government has been cruelly indifferent. Therefore, if that is the case, we are equally accountable to the people of the country.
Okay.
And if this is the instrument available to us, why this whole government is nervous about facing it? If you have been responsible for this mismanagement of the food economy of the country,
he is saying how will a vote help?
We are equally entitled.
He is saying how will a vote help? He is saying how will a vote help?
The vote will help. Just a minute. Therefore, Arnav Goswami,
yes,
your kind permission, direct for deletion of that provision. That is a proper instrument available to all democracies world over. And we are proud of that instrument. Previously, we had discussions. All the assurances on the floor of the House by the Prime Minister, by the Finance Minister and the great Food and Agriculture Minister have failed to give results. Therefore, if today we are invoking that instrument, that is properly available to us.
No,
why the Congress party is nervous? And that whole logic that we never permitted in the NDA, that is grossly wrong. Therefore, I would say we will debate.
No, but he's saying it can only.
And also
no, what about the point which he says?
Vote.
He's saying that it can only be moved with the consent of the Lok Sabha Speaker. Why he's saying? Why are you complaining about the Congress's position? Technically,
just a minute, please. Don't bring in Honorable Speaker here in this discussion. But from what Abhishek is saying, should we presume that the government has decided already to reject it? If that is the case,
Dr. Singhvi,
I am saying the opposite, Arnav.
Yeah.
I am saying the opposite, Arnav.
Yeah.
The BJP will make a proposal. In the ultimate analysis, it's the Speaker or the Chair of the other House who will decide. That's the point. The real point here is that after the Chair decides and it says no, suppose it says no, will the BJP go on disrupting on the ground that we will only discuss this issue if the modality is an adjournment motion?
Answer that.
That's the whole point. Why don't we abide by the Speaker and the Chair's decision? Finally, whatever it is.
Arnav, this is a very grossly unfair accusation. And I wish to reject it at the full authority at my command. Is Congress the custodian of civilized behavior in the Parliament? Please, let us not bring this debate to that level. We both are responsible political parties wedded to parliamentary etiquette. But as far as this whole determination is concerned, there is Business Advisory Committee, a view will be taken. But here which we are debating, and the great good friend of mine is trying to run away from that debate, he has almost said it will not be allowed as far as the Congress party is concerned, which is the principal party in the government.
No.
Therefore, the matter is not before the Speaker. The matter is also with the Congress. And the Congress party has indicated its intention very clearly, from repeatedly by berating us, by saying all these things. This shows the nervousness. They are not willing to face the number game because of their gross failure. And we are entitled to expose it.
Okay, but to the left, my question is, are you only doing this to forge opposition unity? To forge opposition unity. The charge being made by Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who began the debate by saying this is about one-upmanship. Isn't it about just forging opposition unity somewhat? You want to forget the other issues?
Not at all, Arnav. I must tell my good friend Mr. Abhishek, he is an eloquent advocate, but he is trying to defend the indefensible, and he must advise the government to come forward with a motion to remove the provisions for adjournment motion, cut motions from the rules of the Parliament. That is another thing. Having said that, we were for meaningful dialogue. We are for meaningful dialogue. In the last session, we raised this issue several times. As left, independently, we have conducted series of campaigns. On March 12, we had a big rally on this issue outside Parliament. April 8, we went for a jail borough campaign. Yes, no. What I am trying to say, in the Parliament, we gave several suggestions. We asked the government to universalize the public distribution system. We asked the government to ban the forward trade. We asked the government take stringent measures against hoarding and black market. We asked the government strengthen the Essential Commodities Act, which government did. Government acts on all these meaningful suggestions. What Mr. Abhishek is arguing now, as though the dialogue. Yes, we are for dialogue. After the dialogue, what action the government takes? How to pin down the government? Government cannot run away from its responsibility. Government cannot ask market forces to bring down the prices. Government should act. It has power in its command, and government should act and intervene in this situation. Whether Congress party has political will.
Am I still hearing a final no from the Congress party? No, I understand. No, am I hearing a final no from the Congress party? I just want to be very categorical, clear, because I don't see the pressure easing.
Arnab, I have made 3 statements which are the opposite of what my friends have just said. The first statement is simple, that there can be no as of right demand that we will discuss an issue only under a particular format. So our case is that merely because you, the opposition, demands it, there is absolutely no obligation on us to agree to it. Number 2, that decision, I repeated at the beginning of the program, I'm repeating it again, I said from the middle of the program, has to rest primarily and starting with the Business Advisory Committee. Number 3, after the Business Advisory Committee, it has to rest finally with
but you have taken a position.
The real point is not that. The real point is that in the event that the ruling goes one way or the other, the question I'm asking is, will the BJP be prepared to proceed with the discussion, or is it that the discussion they want is less and the one-upmanship and the showmanship and the format and the sensationalism they want is more? Do they want to make a point of voting? Is it voting which is exercising them, or is it the price rise? That's the real issue. Tell me one single comma or full step of the substantive debate which is affected. The answer is admittedly no. Yes, the cut motion, the adjournment motion may be used on an appropriate occasion. It is not to be deleted. It doesn't mean that it will never be used. But it was in fact used by you with great amount of disruption and loss of time hardly a couple of months ago, and with utter failure. Why should we give you that opportunity every time at the cost of the nation, at the cost of Parliament?
Okay, won't give you
no obligation to do so.
No. Okay, we are hearing it loud and clear on Newshour tonight.
So what is that?
No obligation.
No obligation.
Now can I come in here? Opposition parties have the right to demand.
Right. Okay. No. He
has the right to demand. I agree.
No, he said it very clearly.
Opposition parties have the right to demand. It is a democracy. Congress party should have some respect for democracy.
I am only saying you have a right to demand.
Opposition parties
have a right to consider. Absolutely right.
We are not a monarchy. We are a democracy.
Raja is correct.
And opposition parties have the right to demand.
Arnab, you have not understood the essence of this debate. Raja is totally correct. Opposition has a right to demand. The question is the government obliged mandatorily to agree to such demands every time?
Right. Okay.
We may or may not agree is not the point. The point is the Business Advisory Committee decides and the
Speaker decides. I am hearing a loud no.
The point is further.
Government is,
should it go on or
a loud no.
Insensitive. Government is so adamant. It is the government's problem. It is the problem of Congress party which is heading the government.
I am hearing a loud no. Ravi Shankar Prasad quickly rebut.
The Congress party is. How sincere the government is.
Mr. Raja, I am hearing a loud no as far as the government is concerned. Ravi Shankar Prasad, quick last rebut before I wrap up. Ravi Shankar Prasad is rebutting the Congress tonight before we wrap up. Yes.
Arnav, my good friend Manu said, I have talked very simply and directly. How simple he was, how direct he was, I leave it to the judgment of your very intelligent viewers. He was very clear. The government has decided not to permit it. Therefore, all this shelter of Business Advisory Committee or the Honorable Speaker was just a facade. Fair enough. If that is the arrogance of Congress, we will face that on the floor of the House.
Okay, no.
If the government is running away from facing the adjournment motion, This itself is an indication that apart from not taking any meaningful step to control inflation and the suffering of the common people, the government is also becoming arrogant.
I am honored, Arnav, I am honored that my friend has vested me with the sole powers of the entire Business Advisory Committee and the Speaker. I am truly honored.
Okay. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. D. Raja. From what I make of what you've said, gentlemen, it's going to be a monsoon storm on the floor of Parliament tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Let's see what happens in Parliament. And before I wrap up this evening, 11 years ago, our braves at the front ensured that the enemy was thrown out of our country. The war was in Kargil. Our braves died fighting for us, for you and me. Today it's been 11 years. We salute our brave hearts once again, the men who make us proud every single day, every single night. Thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow. Good night.